Con, it's gonna be part 2 to the camp that we're making. So kind like I basically in the first part, man, what we were talking about is how our people are being destroyed, man. By murderers, man, constantly being killed, being gunned down. This has been happening for centuries, man. And even through all the death, all right, that our people go through, they're still trying to please the so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomite, man. All right, they're still trying to please him by taking that medicine, conforming to his ways, shaving off their beard, man. All right, putting on a suit and tie and going to work every day, man. Sacrificing your time away from your family to serve this man. All right. But pretty soon, all that is going to come to an end, man. The Lord is going to raise us up out of this place, man. All right, because the Lord is going to put the counsel of the wicked to naught, man. All right, and their counsel. Let's go ahead and get what their counsel is real quick, man. All right. God, because we know what their counsel is, but I want to get it for edification's sake. All right. It's going to be the book of Psalms. All right. And chapter 83, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head." All right. And it says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones." Because these people, all right, all the heathen are trying to keep our people at the bottom of the barrel, man. Trying to make sure that we stay at the bottom. All right, they don't want you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you Israelites, according to the Bible, to rule, man, because they know once you come back into this truth, all right, once you come back unto the ways of Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, all right, that they're going to be taken down, man. That these heathens are finally going to be put to a stop. All right, but even so, the Lord left that remnant, all right, the 144,000 and that 1/3, all right, to serve the Most High and be grafted back in. So either way, it's happening. Either way, we're going to be saved out of this place, man. All right? So continuing it says, "They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." All right? And that's the counsel that the Lord is going to put to a stop, man. All right? That's the counsel that the Lord is no longer going to allow upon the planet Earth, man. All right? Because he's going to come back and save us from the hands of our enemies, man. All right? And even the Israelites that don't agree with it, all right, you're going to be destroyed for trying to protect the wicked, man. All right. So come in.
God's life is experience.
All right.
And here we have our Hebrew Israelite brothers, I believe, isn't that right? Hebrew Israelites, that's right. Here we are, kicking it, spreading their word. We've got our friends.
So I'm going to go ahead and continue it. All right, I'm going to get Luke 1 and chapter 68. Verse 68. It says, "Blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began." That's right, he hath visited and redeemed his people, which his people are the Israelites, once again, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and it says, verse 71, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. He has visited and redeemed his people and have saved us from all that hate us, all right, from the hand of our enemies, man. Because right now, we're in the palm of their hands, man. They're able to do and say whatever they want to us and about us, and they can get away with it, man. All right, all these nations are able to kill you, all right, and gun you down or steal from you or put you in prison and not have any type of judgment come upon them right now, man. All right, but pretty soon here it come, man. Lord willing, this at the end of this year or next year, all right, this place is going to be destroyed. All right, and we're going to be saved from the hand of all of them that hate us, man. All right, all the heathen are going to be put into subjection, man. All right, especially the so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomite, man. All right, he's going to be put into hardcore slavery, all right, and then destroyed after 1,000 years. And the rest of you heathen that have had us under subjection are just going to be there in under subjection, man. All right. So it says, verse 72, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant. That's right, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant, man. That we shall be as the sand of the sea, all right, as the stars of heaven that never fadeth away, man. All right, we're going to get those new bodies and come down and reap judgment upon this place, man. All right, because all this place has ever done for you Israelites is kill you and lie to you, man, and destroy you and pollute you, man. All right, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get this. Give me the book of Micah. Lucky. The book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction." That's right. Because this place is polluted, you're not supposed to rest here, man. All right. A lot of you Israelites are trying to make bank, trying to get money. All right, trying to be at rest, man. To rest from the bills, rest from the hell, the affliction that you are constantly enduring, man. All right. But the Lord said, "Arise ye and depart." But this is not your rest. You're not supposed to rest here, because this place was created to be a rest for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It was actually a punishment. It was a punishment upon our people for straying away from the Heavenly Father, man. All right. But that remnant, that he left once again. He left that certain remnant, and now that remnant it's came back. All right, and they're preaching the words of the Heavenly Father. All right, and now we're telling you that this place isn't for you, man. All right, it doesn't matter what you try to do. It doesn't matter how kind you try to be unto everyone. Either, it doesn't matter how many laws you follow. All right, either way, the so-called white man, these heathen, will find a way to kill you and justify it, man. All right, that's why whenever you get caught with some weed or some marijuana, all right, you Israelites, but mainly the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, if you get caught, you go to prison for 20, 30 years. We're being in there with murderers, man, rapists, being in there with all sorts of evil people. All right, you just had a medicinal herb on you, man. All right, but that just goes to show you how the judicial system works, man. For you Israelites, this place was set up to be utterly and completely against you, man. You're not supposed to rest here. And that's why whenever you see these celebrities, all right, if they're Israelite, they're always bugged out, man. They're always talking nonsense, man. Just look at Kanye West, Look at Lil Nas, man. Look at all these rappers and see how they act, man. Lil Wayne, man. Lil Wayne is what, 40, going 40 something, all right, and he's still out there. He's still trying to make a rap game, all right. And he looks like if you see a picture of him now, he looks like he's just been through, man. Like he's just destroyed internally. All right, because that's what happens whenever you try to gain that rest, man. The Lord said, "What would it profit a man if he would gain the whole world but lose his soul?" In order to gain the world here, not even the world, man, even to gain a crumb that these elites drop, all right, you have to lose your soul, man. You don't have no type of land. You don't have no type of rulership over anything, man. All right, everything is owned by the elites, man. The red Hebrew Edomite, the so-called white man. All right, and you Israelites aren't able to rule in anything, man. You don't have no say over nothing. All right, so I'll read it again. Micah 2:10. "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction." And that's exactly what it's been doing to our people, man. It has been destroying our people for centuries now, man. And even though you try to gain reconciliation, or you try to get justice for it, they keep telling you no. They laugh in your face, man. They'll tell you, "No, we ain't passing no law about that. What are you talking about?" And then they'll go gun down your children. Then they'll put your children in prisons. Then they'll raid your houses, man. All right. And that's why this place needs to be destroyed, because what this place has done is destroy the Most High's holy people, man. All right, and blaspheme the Most High and his Son and his people. All right, and this place is going to be destroyed with an everlasting destruction, man. And it's going to be a beautiful time whenever that time comes. All right, so where to get this, man? This place is polluted. It shall destroy you, man. Therefore, it needs to be destroyed, because you have no profit here, man. You have to sell your soul in order to gain anything. You have to conform to Esau's way in order to try and get a little bit out of the mud, man. Being deceived day in and day out. Man, I just had it. Yeah, no. Time. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 1. "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. That's right. Woe to that bloody city. How was America built up, man? It was built up of the blood, sweat, and tears of you Israelites, man. All right. You were put here as slaves and forced to build up a kingdom, all right, that you weren't going to be able to rule in, man. You were forced to build up this habitation, all right, that you can't even inhabit, man. We're building houses that we can't even live in, man. All right, me personally, I know a few people, all right, who are construction workers. They build these nice houses, man. All right, nice 2 or 3 story houses out in the country, man, with a beautiful view on top of the mountainside, building these nice houses, and they don't get to inhabit them, man. They go back to their 2-bedroom apartment where 3 families live there, man. All right, barely trying to support their family, barely being able to make it, man. This place is polluted, so destroy you. It's full of lies and robbery, man. This place robs you every day. Every paycheck you get, man. Go ahead and check on it. Esau took money from you, man. All right, you don't get the full the hours that you work. You don't even get the full amount, man. Full of lies and robbery. And people think, oh yeah, I get paid $30, $40 an hour. I'm doing good for myself, man. I'm doing this, but you ain't even making the full amount of money that you're supposed to make. And even at that, that's not even doing good, man, because you don't own no land. You don't own anything. You don't have a say in anything, man. Even if you're a manager or supervisor at your job, you know, if you fuck up, they'll fire your ass and replace you with someone else. You don't have no say, man. You don't have no set plates in stone here, man. It is full of lies and robbery. All right, woe to that bloody city, the bloody city that was built upon the backs of our people, man. All right, so it says, verse 2, the noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots, modern day cars and shit, says the horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. That's right. Our people they die every day, man. Our people are getting gunned down every day. They're getting kidnapped and tortured and murdered every day, man. There's no end. You can't go a day without seeing on the news that one of us was killed, man. You can't. That's all that's ever on the news. Every time I wake up in the morning and I look at my phone, man, I have this app that tells me the news of the local news, man. And there's always something that's going on the east side, man. Someone was killed. An old man was stabbed. A little girl was shot. You know, get Amber Alerts almost every day. You know, so it says, verse 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, which is America, it says, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. How did she build up America, man? She was selling and trading our people, man. Selling them to other nations. All right. So it says, verse 5, behold, I am against thee, thus saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. So that's already happening, man. People are starting to see America for what it truly is. It's a dirty, polluted ass place, man. She's a whore, man. Has all types of nations within inside of her. You know, talking about she's a virgin, man. This place is wicked, man. It needs to be destroyed with an everlasting destruction. That's when the ICBM missiles are gonna come. All right. And it says, verse 6, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock, man. And that's what's going to happen whenever America is destroyed by them thermonuclear missiles. All right, people are going to look from the other countries, and they're going to be like, is this the man, all right, that made the earth to tremble? They're going to look and be like, man, I never thought America would go down. I thought America was going to stand tall forever. But it's not so, because the Lord has spoken against this place, and the word that he's spoken is destruction, and it's going to come to pass, man. Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. You know, but we have full faith that this place is going to be destroyed because it doesn't benefit you in any form or fashion, man. You know, so it says, verse 7, and it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? When shall I seek comforters for thee? That's right. You know, this is talking about Nineveh. All right, but this is what's going to happen to Babylon, man. All right, that great whore that rideth upon the seven-headed dragon, man. This place is going to be destroyed, man, and it needs to, for goodness sake. Let's go ahead and get this. going to be the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. And I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" So whenever you're taken down and brought down to the pits where you belong, all right, they're going to look upon you and ask, "Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that was ruling nations, that shook kingdoms?" How did he shake those kingdoms, man? With those atomic bombs. He dropped 2 of them, man. And Japan ain't never been the same. No. Now they're all into anime and fucking sex dolls and shit, man. All right, so it says, verse 17, "That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners." You know, the house of his prisoners. Who are his prisoners, man? All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You ain't free, man. You went from being a slave by force to being a slave by choice. Now you have a choice to work at McDonald's or Taco Bell. Now you have a choice to work in construction or in a communication type of job. You ain't free, man. If you try to leave the country, you need a passport. And if you're a criminal or anything like that, and you owe America in some way or form or fashion, however the hell that would happen, all right, you try to leave the country, they would go and they would get you back, man. They would go and they'll arrest you and bring you back to this country and put you in prison and have trial for you, man. All right. So it says, verse 18, "All the kings of the nations, even all them lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of the house that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet." That's right. You're gonna be thrown down. You're gonna be back at the bottom where you belong, man. And it's gonna be a beautiful sight whenever that comes to happen, because the whole earth at that point is gonna be at rest. The whole earth is gonna be at peace. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna start at verse 4. Isaiah 14:4. "Though thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, How hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hinder it." Meaning no one's gonna stop it, because because you persecuted the nations in anger with a continual stroke, continuously going. All right, no one's gonna hinder whenever you're persecuted yourself, man. All right, so it says, verse 7, "The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing." The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing, man. All right, because right now the earth is lamenting, man. All right, they're in languish, because the earth is in languish because of the man that's in rulership. All right, he's polluted the air, the food, the water. He's polluted everything, even the people, man. And the whole earth is mourning. But whenever this wicked man is finally taken down, the whole earth is going to be at rest. The trees are going to break forth into singing, man. All right. So it says, verse 8, "Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feather is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations." All right, so through America, all these other nations were built up even more so, huh? They were raised up to be kings. Now they rule. That America is a top dog, all right, but they all sit at council to keep you Israelites at the bottom, man. All right, but once again, that's all coming to naught, man. The Lord is going to save us, man. All right, that's why it's written that once this man is destroyed, the earth is going to be at peace, and you Israelites are going to be at peace as well. Once you are saved out of this, all right. Once you get done, all right, being oppressed. Once the Lord raises up those curses off of us, we're gonna be at peace. All right. Once we're saved from the hand of our enemies, but first, what must come? That judgment. All right. So from there, I want to go ahead and get this. It'll be the book of Psalms, chapter 34. Alright, come. This is Psalms chapter 34, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "The poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles." Right now, that poor man is who? The elect. All right, the elect of you Israelites, man. The poor man cried, and the Lord saved him from all his troubles. And that's the time we're coming into. The elect are crying out unto Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shad to be saved from this wicked, vile place. All right, and the Lord is going to save us out of these troubles, man. All right, once Jacob's trouble comes, once martial law comes, once these race wars pop up, once World War III pops up, the only people that are going to be straight in that day are going to be the elect, man. All right, so it says, verse 7, "The angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. O taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him." That's right, and we are those men, Lord willing, we're those men that trust in Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shad to be saved out of this place, man. You know, we're right now we're coming out here making our life, ourselves, our bodies a living sacrifice, man. All right, because at this time, coming out here, people could come against us, all right, shoot us, kill us, stab us. We're still flesh, man. All right, we could die at any moment, you know, but we have that faith and we believe in Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shad to protect us while we're out here. And the Lord also said that his prophets were no longer going to be backed into a corner, man. All right, no more running. All right, but whenever that time comes for the persecution, all right, whenever the persecution starts happening, all right, the Lord is going to bless those men with spiritual power, man. All right, to be able to save themselves, not to save themselves, that way they can get out of the afflictions that are trying to come upon them, man. All right, yeah, some of us may die during that time, all right, but if we're part of that number, we're going to be raised back up and given those new bodies, man. All right, sounds far-fetched, but y'all will believe in Esau in his Marvel movies, man. and really, this ain't even far-fetched. This is something that God is able to give us, man. The Most High Yahweh. All right, and that's what we're looking forward to, is that second covenant, man. That's what we're waiting for, is to be saved out of this place, man, because it's polluted. All right, and from there, let's go ahead and get into this, man. It's hard preaching by yourself, man. You gotta pause, get the precepts that you want. It gets silent for a while, so it's a lot to I do apologize. All right, but this is gonna be the book of Isaiah 65, and he said, verse. Isaiah 65. Gone. It's going to be the verse, Isaiah 65 and verse 12. It says, therefore, 13, Salakia. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So during that time, we're going to eat and drink, and you're going to be hungry and thirsty and ashamed, man. Because at that time, you're going to, you might realize, you know what, this place really wasn't for me. I took that medicine that he's been giving out. You know, I took the medicine, I shaved my beard, I conformed to his ways, and he's still putting me in these camps. He's still taking my children away from me. He's still killing me, man. All right? You're going to be ashamed, man. So it says, verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. That's right, right? We're coming into those times where the Lord's servants are going to start rejoicing, man, because we know that we're coming into the times of salvation. All right, but you who didn't pay attention, who just laughed and mocked us on the street, you're going to be looking for us, and when you can't find us, you're going to howl for vexation of the spirit, man. All right, you're not gonna rejoice, man. At that time, your joy is gonna be turned into mourning. All right, for you Israelites that don't believe, you 2/3, man. All right, so it says, verse 15, and ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, for the Lord Yahweh shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name, that he who blessed himself in the earth shall bless himself in Yahweh of truth, and he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the power of truth, because the former troubles are forgotten, and because they are hid from mine eyes. That's right. The Lord is going to take our iniquity away, man. All right, all the afflictions that we were made to be under, He's going to take that away, man. All right, so it says, verse 17, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. So once the new rulership and the new age is come onto the planet Earth, all right, the former heaven and earth is not gonna be remembered. All right, which the right now we're under the rulership of Esau, the so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomite. All right, and everyone is in mourning, man. But whenever the Lord creates the new age and the new rulership under the Israelites, man, the old one's gonna be forgotten. Even the heathen are gonna forget about the hell that they were made to serve during Esau's rulership, man. Because that's how joyful the kingdom of the Israelites will be, man. All right, it's written, all right, in Proverbs 28, that when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous rule, the people rejoice, man. All right, so the heathen are still gonna be going through shit, but not the shit that Esau put them through. Stealing their children, all right, taking out their organs, selling it to people, man. No, that ain't gonna be happening in our kingdom, man. We're gonna be ruling in righteousness, in truth. All right, the glory of Yahweh, Bahashemi Awashah, man. The glory of the Israelites is what we're gonna finally be ruling in. And it's written that we're gonna be given a new name. So we might be called something better than the princes of God, man. You know? Because at that time, we're gonna be made kings and priests unto Yahweh, Bahashemi Awashah, all of Israel. Yeah, the 2/3 are gonna die off during this kingdom, but they're gonna be brought back through the elect seed. All right. So continuing it says, verse 18, but be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. That's right. Our people are going to finally rejoice and and actually be happy. You know, because Jake, in order for Jake to be happy in this kingdom, you know, they have to try to cut off their feelings. They have to be on some type of drug, man, or drinking. All right, and this is at the age of 14, 15, man. They start doing drugs and start drinking because of the sorrow of heart, man. All right, but coming to that time, all right, the Lord is going to cause our people to rejoice constantly, man. We're constantly going to be in a state of rejoicing because no more affliction is going to be upon our people, and that is the rest that we're trying to enter into, man. All right, so it says, verse 19, and I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. So earlier we read, all right, that right now the voice of Israel is as the voice of a woman in travail, man, who's giving birth, screaming in pain and crying, man. All right, every video you see of Jake, you know, or not every video, but the videos of Jake, you know, whenever they see someone get gunned down or shot, all right, they're screaming, man, and that's the Israelites, man. All right. The woman screaming as a woman in travail, but whenever the Lord brings us back, all right, and gives us that new kingdom, all right, and we are entered into that new kingdom, all right, it said that the voice of weeping shall no more be heard in her, man. All right, and that's the rest that we're trying to enter into. That's the kingdom that we want, man. Not the kingdom where we constantly dying, man. All right. Where we're constantly being judged. So it says, verse 20, there shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. That's right, and that doesn't mean that there's not going to be any more babies or old men. It just means that we're no longer going to die at a young age, and we're going to be able to fulfill all of our days. All right, by the time we become, you know, we're going to be able to fulfill our days. I don't really know how to word it right now. All right, but we're right now you can't fulfill nothing. In your youth, you're made to work, man. you're made to work and work your youth away. All right, in this kingdom, you don't really have a rest. You can't really go on vacation. If you go on vacation, the longest you really can take is like a week. And even during that time that you're trying to get away from work, you know, you might have your boss calling you, or you might have your bills calling you, trying to get you to pay them, all right, and you have no rest, man. All right, you're not able to fulfill your days. You're not really having fun, you know, because then you by the end of the week, You're like, man, I gotta go back, go to work. You gotta slave away, you know. But whenever our kingdom is given unto us, all right, that's not gonna happen, man. We're not gonna be like, damn, I wish I would have did this whenever I was younger, you know. But now I'm all old. No, it's not gonna happen, man. Because we're gonna be eternal. Because that's the sting of sin is death. All right. And so whenever we get those new bodies, we're no longer going to be able to sin. You know, let's go ahead and get it. Talk about it, man. Let's go ahead and be about it. All right, so it's going to be the book of 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. All right, and I'm going to start at verse 51. It says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. That's right. So we're going to be given those new bodies in the twinkling of an eye, man. You're going to blink, and we're gonna be new, man. All right. So it says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So we're going to be immortal, man, because once again, we're never going to be able to sin. All right. That's that new covenant that is going to be given unto us. All right. So it says, so when this corruptible shall put on incorruption, and this mortal shall put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? So our people are no longer going to die. They're no longer going to be able to be killed, man, because we're no longer going to be sinning. All right. So it says the sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to Yahweh, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Mashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Yahweh, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. That's right. And we read earlier, not in this video, of course, we read earlier that our people, they deck themselves with ornaments of gold, they put on crimson, all right. They make themselves look fair in the eye, but it's all in vain, because at the end of the day, those murderers still kill them. But whenever now that we're doing the work of Yahweh Shemel Shah, our work is not in vain. We're making ourselves look good. We're making ourselves look fair in the eyes of Yahweh Shemel Shah by making our bodies a living sacrifice and cleansing ourselves. All right. That way, the Most High will accept us back in. All right. That work is not in vain, man. That work we're not coming out here just to come out here, man. We have a goal. And that goal is to enter into that rest that was promised unto our forefathers, man. All right? And from there, just to speak on the covenant, man, let's go ahead and get this. It's gonna be the book of Hebrews, chapter 8, and I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, Hebrews 8 and 5, who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of Yahweh when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. So the first covenant, the Lord knew that it wasn't the end all be all. All right, we were meant to go through all this hell and this affliction to obtain that better covenant that was established upon better promises. All right, because the Lord promised us in the first covenant that if we do His work, He shall give us a land filled with wine, milk, and honey. Man. All right, but He never promised us immortality in the first covenant. Now the second covenant, He's going to write the laws, statutes, and commandments inside of our heart. That way we may no more be able to sin. And without sinning, there is no more death. And without no more death, there's no more mourning. And without no more mourning, our people will rejoice. All right. So it says, verse 7, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. That's right. So even though that first covenant was established between us and the Most High, we are still in the flesh, meaning we were bound to go off regardless. All right. So it says, verse 8, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith Yahweh. So it was bound to happen. The Lord didn't take that wicked flesh heart off of us, so therefore we sinned. All right, and it says, verse 10, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my laws into their mind and write them into their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know Yahweh, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. That's right. So right now you may have some Israelites that don't know Yahweh by Shemashah. You know, you may have some Israelites that don't understand who He is. But whenever we are entered into that new covenant, all right, all of our people are gonna know who Yahweh is and praise Him. All right. As to right now, only that small remnant and that 1/3 of our people is praising Yahweh Bashem El Shai for the mercies that He promised unto us. All right. So it says, verse 10, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days. Oh, Slakia, verse 12, for I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. In that He saith, a new covenant He hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. So we're coming into the time of the new covenant being established. All right, the old covenant is going to be done away with, and that new covenant is going to be grafted in. All right, and that's the work that we're working towards. So through all these prophecies, through all these things, through the destruction of Esau, through the destruction of the heathen, all right, we're gonna come into that salvation, which is the new covenant, which is established upon better promises to obtain everlasting peace for our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, and for those of you who would rather stay in this kingdom than be saved and be at peace forever, you deserve to die, man. You deserve to be here and be destroyed by them ICBM missiles, man. All right, because if you want the so-called white man to be saved, the red Hebrew Edomite, all right, you want him to be saved, you're going to be destroyed right along with him, man. All right. Now from there, see what's going on here. I have to go ahead and end it off. My phone's about to die. So I'm going to go ahead and end it off on this, man. This is going to be the book. I'm going to jump to the book of Hebrews. Done. I'm going to jump to the book of Hebrews chapter 4. All right. All right, gone. So I'm going to, Hebrews chapter 4. This is all good. It's lucky. I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached enter not because of unbelief. Again, He limiteth a certain day, saying in David, today after so long a time, as it is said, today if ye will hear His voice, harden not your hearts. For if Yahushua had given them rest, then He would not afterward have spoken of another day. There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Yahweh, for he that is entered into His rest, he also hath ceased from his own works, as Yahweh did from this. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. That's right. So we're entering. There's a rest that remaineth for the sons of God. All right. Therefore, let us labor into that rest and not follow after those who didn't believe, man. All right. That's what we're working for. Because what we want, all right, is everlasting peace. We want that salvation, man. All right. And that's what we're working for. So that's what we're laboring into, man. All right. We're coming out here making our bodies a living sacrifice, making our bodies plain to see. All right. For Yahweh Bashem El Shai's sake, all right. Therefore, we're laboring into that rest, and Lord willing, we're part of that number to be saved and obtain it, man. All right, because we just read whenever we get that rest, there's not going to be no more mourning, no more weeping. All right, our people are going to be at peace once and for all, man. All right. So with that being said, Lord willing, this is edifying, man. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak Kodash. All right, double honors to the elders and apostles of Game Millstone, who are the true elders and apostles of all Israel. All right, and Lord willing, I can upload the first video onto my channel as well. To the next time I say it, Shalom.